Broadcasting from the Blanchardstown Centre, this is Phoenix FM.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM, community radio for Dublin 15.
Hey everybody, it's JB Jeremy Borash, and you are listening to Darragh O'Connor.
And welcome back to the Wrestling Rewind here on Phoenix 92.5 FM, Nerd to Know Media, and of course the WrestlingRewind.com. My name is Darragh O'Connor, and we have a very special show here for you this evening. A surprise guest, really. I wasn't expecting to have an interview this week, but thanks to the great folks at TNA Wrestling, we have current TNA knockout Xia Brookside on the show. Really good to have her on. We had a really cool discussion of different aspects of her career, from its early days all the way to WWE NXT UK, the Mae Young Classic, and of course our time now in TNA. We even cover a bit of Stardom. So without further ado, here is Xia Brookside, thanks to TNA on the Wrestling Rewind. How you doing, Xia? Welcome to the Rewind.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Of course, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a while since we had a TNA knockout on the show, so it's my distinct pleasure.
Awesome, I love that.
So look, you've really hit your stride since being in TNA. How does it feel to be in the Knockouts division right now? It's obviously has a reputation for being one of the best rosters in the world. So how does that feel?
Absolutely incredible. I think we really do have the best women's roster in the world. And I think we deserve that acknowledgement. Everyone is pushing themselves. They're pushing each other. We are crossing over with NXT, which has been awesome. It's a blessing, you know. I'm proud to be a knockout.
Brilliant. And obviously with such a deep history within women's wrestling, what was your first impression walking into the TNA locker room for the first time? Was that kind of weird? Was it intimidating?
You know what? It was incredible. And it's hard to explain that because you think knockouts, you think intimidating, you think powerful, you think strong, but it's the most supportive locker room I've ever been in. Like the way that everyone just supports each other, uplifts each other, is there for each other, pushes each other. I don't think I've ever been pushed so hard in matches in my life as I have with the knockouts, but it's such a great thing to be a part of. TNA is a family. The whole of TNA is a family. It's incredible. I like that.
And that's saying a lot because you did a run in Stardom as well, right?
Yeah, I was with NXT UK for 4 years. I wrestled for Stardom from my first tour there was 2017, I think, 2017. And then my last one was right before I moved out here, which was 2023, I think. So I worked back and forth with Stardom for years too.
Yeah. And I've heard that has a similar vibe as well. That's kind of like a family vibe as well. So that's obviously saying an awful lot. But look, take me back a little bit because you had a big chapter in NXT UK. What was that experience like and how did it prepare you for what you're doing now?
I love that. I was so young when I signed. I was 19 when I signed to NXT UK. It was right after the Mae Young Classic. So I was riding this high and I was with them for 4 years. And it was such a big part of like when you're growing up, you know, like 19 to 23 is such a huge part of like becoming an adult. And I think I loved it because it prepared me so much for who I am now.
Right.
I wouldn't change anything in my life, not a single thing. And it really prepared me. Like now I'm wrestling on TNA every week on Access TV on a Thursday. It's crazy. Like I'm on live TV. I'm on pay-per-views. I'm wrestling in front of 7,200 people in sold out like Slammiversary. BFG, unfortunately, I didn't make it to. But they did 7,600 people there. Like this company is growing so much every single day and they're taking us with them.
Right.
That's such a blessing to be a part of.
Well, that's always been a massive plus with TNA. And in fact, you can get TNA Plus, the app now, and watch the history of the women's division all the way from the beginning up to your matches, as you mentioned, the Slammiversary. It's a shame you weren't at Bound for Glory, but maybe next year, right? Or more likely next year.
Yeah.
But look,
I better be.
but look, take you back, right? You said you started wrestling very young, which you did, and your dad was in the business as well, right? So he was a trainer in NXT UK, right? So did you pick up any words of advice from him? What was it like growing up in that way? Talk a little bit about that.
No. So I actually started training when he had already left. My dad's a coach at NXT. He's been with NXT since maybe I was 13, maybe 12. I don't remember. But I started wrestling after he left. So he never trained me.
Really?
Okay. He never trained me. And then we finally end up in the same company together, which was absolutely wild. We're at NXT UK. And even still then, he never trained me.
Wow, okay.
We have never done anything together.
Ever? Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Never. Wrestling wise, no, never.
Would you like to? Or is it kind of like...
No.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
You know what? We're father-daughter first, and I know it works for some people. There's a lot of second generations out there now, and everyone's path is different. We just always kept us separate.
Right.
There's always going to be someone out there saying she only got this because of her dad or this because of her dad, and people have said it, and we can look at ourselves and look at each other and know that it's not true, you know, no matter what everyone else says.
Amazing. I love that. But look, as I said, you've had some pretty standout moments in TNA. I'm interested to know what they are because, as you said, we have the TNA Plus app. Yes. It's fantastic there. The UK is one of the big markets for TNA. So for anyone that isn't familiar with yourself, what are some of the big matches that you've had so far? What should we be checking out?
So TNA Plus app, the fact that it's only a tenner for you guys is crazy. So I highly recommend it, and you can go back and watch literally everything. There is such a log in there. I think my favorite moments with TNA this far have been I was in a storyline with Ash by Elegance. Oh my goodness, I love that. The knockout punch. I don't know if you've seen the knockout punch with the knuckles.
Yeah,
they're like ribbons.
Yeah.
That. Oh, love that. I was like, yes, I'm finally a knockout. But that whole storyline with her, love that. And then also my match with Rosemary. That we had a storyline too. The Monsters Ball. That was my first hardcore match. Monsters Ball. I had never done anything like that before. I'm just a British technical wrestler, you know?
To be honest with you, that's what won me over. Like your style is very fast paced and you know, and very technical, but Monsters Ball matches, you know, they're pretty brutal. Yeah,
it's slow and it hurts and it's hard hitting, and I'm like going through a door, and you know what? I loved every second. I learned so much about myself in that match. I really felt myself grow in that match, and that's, you know what? I'm gonna go watch that back.
It's a great match. I was hoping you'd talk about that one because look, you know, I was a big fan of Raven growing up. He invented that match, obviously, with Abyss, and I'm just like, yeah, come on, this is great. So fair play to you. I wouldn't do it. So fair play to you. Oh, that's amazing. But look,
the hockey pucks were the most painful part.
Really?
Yeah, I had a big black bruise on my back for like 4 weeks after that, just from landing on the hockey pucks.
That's incredible. Yeah, that doesn't shock me. Getting hit with a puck is not funny even with pads. So I can't imagine what it was like actually going in there without them. So look, as I said, the fans have connected to you really, really super quick, which is great. How important is that in the ring? You know, I've said your style is so fast and so technical, but you know, you're obviously in there. What's it like when those fans are screaming?
You need that. Like, there is this sense when your music hits and the adrenaline kicks in, but I don't think fans realize how much that energy adds to that adrenaline. Wrestling hurts. Without adrenaline, it hurts even more.
Right.
So like when those fans are there and they've got your back, and like whether they're cheering for you or booing for you, like it can be either way. As long as that energy is there, you are pushing us. I know it sounds so cliche to say like scream louder, they'll hit harder, but it's true. Like when we hear that crowd, you come back and your adrenaline is up for literally hours. There is a calm down and everything starts hurting, but the way that you guys pushes is just incredible. There is nothing that can replicate that feeling.
TNA, obviously you have Turning Point and then you have Final Resolution a couple of weeks later in December. For fans maybe that are in the US and then ones that are obviously here in the UK and Ireland that might be travelling over, what can they expect for these last two big TNA pay-per-views of the year?
So we have Turning Point coming up in a couple of weeks. It's in Orlando, Florida, at the Full Sail University. November 13th to 15th. So we have a live show on the 13th and Turning Point on 14th and then a TV taping on the 15th.
Okay.
That weekend is going to be insane. I already know. Like that Turning Point is going to be taking us into Final Resolution. We are going to be heading into the biggest year for TNA wrestling. This year was huge. You guys think we aren't going to top that next year? You're crazy. So we have Turning Point coming up and then we're heading to Final Resolution December 5th, 6th and 7th, which is in El Paso, Texas. So if you want to come see us, the tickets go on sale tomorrow, tnawrestling.com/events. And if you can't come see us, because I know we're over the other side of the pond where I am from too, you can see us on TNA Plus app, which is only a tenner. I say that? It's crazy.
Look, it's a phenomenal price, and it's pretty cool to go back to Orlando as well. Obviously, you know, big thing for TNA, the Impact Zone, etc., etc. All the history was there. What's that like? You know, as someone who probably grew up watching TNA, to go back and to have that kind of hometown run, such. Is there any kind of pressure, any kind of nerves going to turn a point, or are you just excited?
There's always pressure because we always want to do better.
Right.
But it's like, it's a good pressure, you know, it pushes us. And to be in Orlando, I'm going to be 20 minutes from my house. We're going to Full Sail, which has so much history there. And just being there with TNA is incredible. I think the fans are going to be so electric. The crowd's going to be on fire. Every single match is going to be incredible. And I can vouch for that because we will push ourselves because we are heading into Turning Point, Final Resolution. We're going to finish the year strong.
Well, speaking of finishing the year strong, let's look ahead a little bit. Some of the biggest goals that you have coming into the next year. Obviously, it's kind of a reset. Bound for Glory is kind of, you know, it wipes a lot of the angles that you have going, and it is really looking forward, which is, I love the TNA naming system. I always have. Turning Point is very accurate. What's on the docket for you? What are you looking forward to, like, as far as dream matches or titles? What can you tell us?
Titles wise, Angel Warriors. Laying Lee, Xia Brookside, I want us to go for the Knockouts tag team titles. That, I think, is going to be my biggest goal, her biggest goal. Angel Warriors together. We've created this, if I do say so myself, an incredible tag team. You know, like, we're so polar opposite. The entrance is everything. We're putting everything we can out there, training, working hard. So definitely the Knockouts tag team titles. And then if I say 12 months from now, I want to be the Knockouts world champion.
I'm going to keep that. That's a good one. That's a good one. So look, before I get you out of here, I have to ask this. So obviously the TNA Plus app, you can go back and have a look. It's 10, you know, it's a tenner, you know, it's cheap as chips. What a knockout from past or future would you want to feud with, or, you know, are you going to go look at, do you watch tape from? Who's on your list?
If I want to feud with someone, I have to say Gail. I have to say,
yeah, Gail's the best.
Oh, man, it has to be.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What about the beautiful people? You know, the tag team, they just went into the Hall of Fame. Would you want to feud with them at some point?
You know what? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, Lee and I both could do that.
You think you could take them?
Beautiful. We'll try.
No, I love it. But then again, guys, I mean, you can watch all that stuff on TNA Plus. It's a tenner. It's fantastic. Turning Point's coming up as well. I'm going to be checking that out. I love this time of year for TNA. It really is a really special time that you guys have as well. But look, finally, when people look back at Xia Brookside's time in TNA, what do you want them to remember at this point now, 2025?
The growth. Remember where I was when I came in, you know? I debuted at Hard to Kill 2024, and here I am. Knockout punches, monsters balls, tag matches, new tag team. I am growing every single day. It's thank you to everyone that's supported me. Please continue to support me. And I just promise that I won't give up, you know?
Amazing. Zaya, thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. You're welcome back on the show anytime.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Hello folks, it is Tuesday and this is the second part of episode 202. You've just heard my interview with Xia Brookside. Really fun interview. She's really one of those big rising stars in TNA. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for TNA, or to TNA for the interview. Big week for TNA coming up. Obviously, they announced this week that they have Tickster as their official sponsor and ticket provider for future events. So, if you're in the US, obviously when they bring events over, that's where you're going to get your tickets from Tickster. They do operate in the UK and Ireland as well, but they're their official sponsor. Turning Point will.
Anything's better than Ticketmaster.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But fair play to Tickster on that. I've actually used them a fair bit. Comic-Con uses Tickster here in Ireland, so I have used them a fair bit. So it's one more app, but seems to be a better service. So Turning Point is coming up soon, and then Final Resolution in December. So thank you to TNA for that as well. And don't forget as well, the TNA Plus app is only a tenner, €10, $10, £10. Everything that you can want is there, so do check that out as well. But you heard him there chiming in on his hatred of Ticketmaster, which, look, I'm not going to take a side on this, but I love them and I hate them. Often it's hate, but sometimes it is quite handy. The only Mr. 1-0, Martin Harty. How are things, Martin?
Things are great, Darragh. Hades 2 has come out, and it is...
Stop. I had all last week on Nerd to Know basis. Kev gave a detailed rundown how great how Hades 2 is. I'm like, I haven't finished Hades 1 yet, but go on, I'll give you some time. I've heard this, yeah.
The main thing about it, I'm not going to go into the game itself, but the main thing about it is, you know, when you absolutely love something,
yes,
and you love it so much that when they announce a sequel, you're nearly not even excited. You're just more scared that it's going to be terrible and ruin the whole. Ruin your memories of the original. Nah, man, it's brilliant.
I've heard it's the best. It's the best kind of sequel where it's like more of it, but not in like a shill way. More in like, here's everything you liked, and we've added some cool stuff too.
Exactly. Yeah. And they've changed it up, so it's different characters, different gods, all that kind of stuff. So it's 100% Hades, but it justifies its own existence.
Well, that's what you want. I mean, I was telling you there before we went on air that I'm going over to London to see the guy who voiced Adam Jensen in the new Deus Ex games, and that's literally what those games were. The first one was really, really good, Human Revolution, and then they made the second one in a small little box. I think it's in Eastern Europe somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is in Eastern Europe, but they just gave you more of what they wanted, of what was good in the first one, but expanded it. And they're the best kind of sequels. They really, really are. But yeah, so Martin, it's been a while. Welcome back.
It's been a while. Yeah, delighted to get back.
The Stained reference.
You what?
The Stained reference. You know what it is? Sorry.
Is that what it is? I don't even know where I know that from.
Yeah, because it was everywhere. We were talking about this in not to derail the podcast, but we were talking about this in the band room yesterday. And, I was trying to explain why I like Drowning Pool. I don't like Drowning Pool, but I'm going to go see them because they're just... New metal had like a grip on my generation. Martin, yours probably too. Yeah, like if you were born in the 90s and you're like, either near 40 or just under it by a bit. Like older than 35, but you know, not 40 or a little bit, you know, that 10-year span between 35 and 45. If that's you and you watched wrestling, you love new metal, right?
Darragh, in fact, I have recently, and again, not to derail our wrestling podcast, but
It's directly related to wrestling. That's why I like Limp Bizkit, Drowning Pool.
WWF's favorite band.
Oh God, yeah, they were, weren't they?
No, I've lost my metal card.
Have you? Who'd you go see? Nickelback?
Nobody. That was the problem. Me and Hannah were sat here on Sunday night. We were sitting on the couch and we were watching Hocus Pocus, the original Disney kind of spooky comedy.
Fine movie.
Great movie. And about halfway through it, we realised, Jesus, we have tickets to Killswitch Engage tonight.
Oh, and you didn't go. And you just didn't bother going.
It was already halfway, like, it was already on.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted to go to that and I was just kind of like, nah, because I just gone to see Newfound Glory, and then on the Wednesday I was going to go see Megadeth. I'm like, nah, that's too many nights out for me. Too many.
I absolutely loved Killswitch Engage, so I was raging.
Hatebreed were supporting them as well. Although the mad thing about it is, like, at least I have an excuse. Work ran over, so I had to be like, okay, I can't actually go. I have to do my job, and then I was raging because I really like Hatebreed, who are the best gym music. They're the best gym music ever. Not like normal person music if you're walking around, but like if you're in the gym and you want to do some heavy sets, Hatebreed are the way to go. Yeah. I think that's their brand. They're like, this is for guys in the gym.
Because all their songs are like 2 max 3 minutes long. So
that's it. Yeah, they're perfect sets
for a set of reps.
It's like Austrian Death Machine. Despite the fact that Tim Lambezy is what he is, Austrian Death Machine genuinely are the best gym music possible. And the same with like even his own band. Oh, what's the name? As Are They Dying. Fantastic gym music. Because again, like, what, 3 minutes? I think it's like the metalcore thing. It's like if you get metal hardcore, that's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, perfect gym music. Because then your set's over and you're like, right, time to move on from there. But yeah, I don't think you lost your metal card. It's just called getting older. It's like the way, you know, when you're like, I just want to sit down and watch the show. I don't want to be in that pit. No, thank you. So that's where I'm at now.
You've done your time. You're a veteran.
Yeah, but like, you know, when you're a kid or you're in your 20s, you're like, yeah, I can tell you to go do a pit and whatever, and you know. But even then, like, the amount of time, like, what, punched in the nose at Slayer and Slipknot. You know, when you're younger, that's just kind of what you do. But funny story, Keith, the bass player of Horrenda, we went to go see Malevolence and Trivium. I didn't go see Malevolence. I was there scrolling on my phone because I hate that band. But he was like, I'll go into the pit for a laugh. Now remember, this was like 4 years ago. Runs in, immediately slips on the floor. His ankle or something. I think he broke his ankle or it completely just shattered one of his ligaments. No, he tore his ligament. That's what it was. And he was in bits for like 2 months, 3 months. And he's just like, yeah, it was like, I swear, it was the first song, first no. Like, obviously he stayed to watch Trivium because that's why we were there. But yeah, you got to be careful when you get older, folks. Sometimes it's better to just sit down, have a beer, and just watch the show. And that's what I did at Newfound Glory. Actually, I didn't even have a beer at Newfound Glory. I just watched the band and they were great. But here's the trick. When you're watching a pop punk band play around the age of 35 to 45, everyone in the crowd is the same age. So it's like, it's a lovely kind of experience where you're like, everyone in here is just, they have work tomorrow. They'll probably have kids at home. Can't stay out too late.
Drinking Guinness 0-0.
Yeah, everyone's just, if they're having one, they're having the one, and that's it. And it's just, it's the most surreal thing in the world. So I really, really enjoy pop punk gigs that from bands who are like big when I was a teenager, because it's just, the vibe is unmatched by anything else. When you're in there with, like, you know, metalers or whatever, it's just like, like when I went to go see Megadeth, I was like, there was no crack there at all. I was like, saw Megadeth, left immediately, and I was just like, this wasn't fun. I want to watch Newfound Glory. So if anyone lost a metal card here, Martin, it's me.
Maybe we didn't. Maybe you just get upgraded to like we were saying, veteran status.
Like other music. I just like it. You know, the way I see it is like my band is like like we played Fibbers there a little while ago and scared the hell out of everyone. So I was like, we're a pretty scary band and we play really heavy music. You got to balance that out somehow. There has to be a balance, you know. You can't just be like totally going for it, but you have to walk that line really slowly because you don't want to be like that Slipknot documentary where you lost all respect for them.
Oh God, yeah. That was like finding out Santa's not real.
If kids are listening, Santa's totally real. He works for each other. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay.
Through with the demographics of the show.
The demographics of this show are all over the place, and we love you all, but they're very, very skewed. Okay, so look, the show after this, obviously, we're going to do our Halloween special because it is the week of Halloween. But there's so much to actually talk about, even though we just spent 10 minutes talking about complete nonsense. But hey, it's been a while, so deal with it. And again, see, I knew you were going to say it again, and I was like, that derailed the whole thing. Stain reference.
We bookended it now. It's bookended.
We bookended it fully.
You can use your AI to search for Stained references, and then you can just cut that section out.
Genius. I love it. Right, so there is a lot of news that has broken since we've been away for a little while, and the big one here, right? I don't really know why he's become the biggest story in wrestling. Andrade, right? Now, I don't understand the appeal of Andrade, right? I never did. AEW, WWE, the Indies. Doesn't matter, right? I don't care. I find him incredibly boring. Great in the ring, but very one note, and he just seems to just be there. So for anyone that doesn't know, here's the story with Andrade. He was in WWE, NXT mainly, went to the main roster, failed spectacularly, jumped to AEW, jumped back to WWE, then left, ended up in AEW. Showed up with the Don Callis family, attacked Kenny Omega, and everyone's like, oh, great, he's gonna feud with Kenny Omega, right? No one's seen him for like 4 or 5 weeks. And then news broke that the contract, like it has not only does it have a non-compete, it has like a monster of a non-compete. So WWE sent AEW a cease and desist letter to be like, get him off TV. And
I think this was deliberate because
hold on.
Okay.
The plot gets thicker, right? So this is what I'm saying. It's the wildest story ever, right? So that's obviously does the news cycle for a while, and then we find out that the contract, like current WWE contracts, have like a year non-compete where they don't even pay you, right?
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Now, here's where the story even gets more crazy. Today, new details have emerged that obviously the AEW return is halted. He is still being advertised for shows in Puerto Rico. I think it's this weekend. Sorry, no, last weekend, and he didn't show up. He didn't wrestle, right? Now, PW Insider are saying that WWE are floating the idea where they're trying to leverage this 1 year non-compete status as a way to bring Andrade back. So I'll let you in a second, Martin, but here's what could happen. Andrade could be the first person to jump back and forth between AEW like 2 or 3 times in the space of 3 months.
He's Rick Rude's it.
Yeah, but I mean, Rick Rude didn't do it this much. This is like Jeff Jarrett fast forward. So what do you think about this whole situation? And I need you to explain to me how Andrade's the hottest not free agent in professional wrestling.
Here's the thing about Andrade. I could never understand why he went to WWE. He can barely speak English. He is very good in the ring. Why would you leave the in-ring company to go to the company where you have to...
Because his wife was there.
It's like Jesus, you don't need to spend every minute of the day with your wife.
Well, that's why your woman left. Your one who also has this Ricochet's wife. She also apparently has this 1 year non-compete contract from WWE. Apparently nobody knew about this. This just kind of happened. Everyone just discovered this the hard way, which again, folks, I mean, look, I'm not giving legal advice, but fire that lawyer because they should have read that contract.
So I didn't know the thing about the year. I'd initially thought, because I'd heard Dave Meltzer talking about it, and what he'd said was that whenever he was leaving, that WWE had basically told him, it's a non-compete, don't worry about it, like, we're not bothered. So he went ahead and got the deal with Tony, and then he showed up on AEW, and then suddenly WWE started bringing out the lawyer. So I assumed that it was like a deliberate thing where they had told him on the quiet, yeah, go ahead. And then the minute he showed up on TV, they jumped in.
No, it really seems like whatever TKO contracts they have now, there is this, like, the non-compete isn't just 30 days or 90 days. Good luck. It's like it's a year.
It's mad. It's not
a year.
It's not Kenny. It's not Roman Reigns. It's not John Cena.
It's Andrade.
It's Andrade. Like,
I can't even tell you an Andrade match that I liked, or an Andrade match. Hold on, or an Andrade match. Period. He's just nothing to me.
I've seen several that I liked, but look, the guy
but hold on, Martin, were they like, oh my God, Darragh, the best match of all time? Let me tell you, this redefined wrestling. It's like, no, he's just okay.
The kind of matches I like, but really good in-ring stuff. But here's the thing, even me, who likes Andrade's in-ring stuff, even I go, he is at best an Intercontinental or TNT champion. Like, he's
literally, that's the ceiling. That's the absolute ceiling.
So fighting, I was surprised AEW brought him back in the first place, because they already have too many great wrestlers that they can't get on TV.
Like, I don't understand. As somebody who deals with legal departments a lot in my job, how did neither one of these catch them? You know, how did no one in like WWE go, look, don't be doing that because, you know, it's in the contract, or in AEW when Tony was bringing him in to be like, here, look, it says this 1 year thing. This is, you can't come in here. How did he get on TV? And everyone's like, oh, you know, there were several gaps of due diligence not done here, either by Andrade, which, I mean, look, we're not going at him for it, but it's been well documented. His grasp of English is not great. But I'm assuming he has a lawyer, right? Like, you think he would signing these contracts, or the contract would be in Spanish? Does he speak Spanish? Is that it? Yeah, probably Spanish. Yeah, so it's probably in Spanish, right? It's like, get your contract in Spanish, dude. Like, what are you doing? It's the wildest situation to me, because look, we've seen this happen during the Monday Night Wars a lot, and it happened even in the taunt with TNA and WWE before the modern wrestling war that we have. But the difference was, they all knew their contracts. They all were like, okay, it expires on this time, I can show up here, it's perfect. And to be honest with you, the Rick Rude situation is really why the WWE contracts now are so tight. But this 1 year thing without pay, apparently, now again, that's what they're reporting. We don't 100% know. I haven't seen these contracts, but if that's true,
here's a question.
Go on.
Do you think, like, because we've seen more people jumping between the companies now, but do you think if someone's trying to decide, you know, say there's a hot, like, free talent or whatever, if they're trying to decide between AEW and WWE, like, would that be a mitigating factor? Like, might they be thinking, WWE is a bigger company, but if I get in there and it doesn't work out and I leave, then I'm stuck for a year.
Maybe,
not able to work. Like,
well, see, again, from what we have right now, it just looks like TV, right? Where you can't work for TV. Now, if it's worse than that, it's like, gee, you can't work or get paid for a year. What are you going to do? I mean, does that mean
even the TV is bad enough? Like
yeah, obviously, but here's the thing. But imagine you're a wrestler, right? And you can't wrestle. You're gonna have to go get a job in like Starbucks or something. Just be like, wait it out for a year. And it's not like the WCW contracts where they got paid the downside just sit at home. This is like, it's really bad. Now, I think the reason why these exist. And again, we haven't seen his contract, but it seems like this is to stop the jumping that's happening, and also the using it as leverage, right? Because obviously Tony has unlimited money, really, and he can be like, yeah, look, we'll entice you over. And look, I mean, it happens even in non-wrestling circles. People will use different job offers to get better money. It's what happens. But this is kind of unprecedented in WWE and in wrestling in general, and it sets a bad precedent, in my opinion, with this, where it's just like, you know, you said this before, that the last wrestling war is fought on TV. This is fought in boardrooms, and this is a really kind of like, right, people are locked in. To answer your question, would it be a mitigating factor? I don't think so, because if WWE wants you gone, you're gone, and then I don't think it's included. I think it's probably a lot less than that. For the two people that had this year enforced, Samantha, that's your woman's name, and
Samantha Irvin, isn't it?
Yeah, and Andrade, they left on weird circumstances. And the fact that Andrade already showed his hand to be like, well, I'm just going to move here, it seems to have worked. Now, I could understand that, but here's the weird part I don't understand. And I need you to explain this to me, Martin, because I don't get this, right? Why do WWE want him back? And why would AEW take him back? I don't get it. I'm like, leave this guy alone. He's just a normal, okay in-ring worker that has no upside. I just don't get it.
Honest to God, if I was Andrade, the place for him is CMLL.
Just stay there. I don't know why he left.
Like, that is the place for him. Like, AEW, I can see why AEW had him in the first place, like, because he is good in ring.
But they have loads of good in ring lads. They have like,
yeah, they have loads of. He is a 4.5 star wrestler, but in a company with about a dozen 5-star wrestlers.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm like, you throw a stone and you're going to hit lads that can do all of his moves and the rest and probably have a character. I don't know what Andrade's character is. I can speak. Like, he doesn't even wear a mask or anything like that. He's just Andrade. It's so goofy. And I don't mean to make fun of the guy, because I'm like, he is a good talent, but I don't know how he's... You know what this is like, right? Do you remember when JTG from Crime Time was like employed for WWE for like 10 years? And he was not on TV. He was just backstage. And he survived all these rounds of layoffs and stuff like that.
I think I remember us talking about it, and we came to the conclusion that they'd basically just forgotten that he worked there.
But that's kind of what's happening here. I'm like, how is this still having oversight where it's like someone like Andrade can just show up in different places and still get paid? Now, obviously, you know, the buck stops somewhere, and I think it is when it's like, well, when non-wrestling people get involved with wrestling, they tend to fix these things. So I think maybe that's what happened here. Some corpo looked at this and said, yeah, that 90-day thing is crazy. If you leave, you're not working for a year. Sorry. And then people signed it. So it's my favorite news story. It's my favorite news saga in the past couple of years. I love it so much.
It's mad. It's like in Bret Hart's documentary, Wrestling with Shadows, he's talking about the negotiations that were going on between WWF and WCW to have him, and WCW was offering him $3 million a year for 3 years, and WWF was offering him more money but over a period of 20 years, and he was like, oh, like, it feels so weird. I'm just like this guy from Calgary, and these two huge companies are fighting over me. It's like that, except it's not the best wrestler ever. It's Andrade.
I just would love someone to tell me what he has on someone or what they see in him, because I mean, it's not just AEW, right? It's WWE, and these aren't small companies. These are the two biggest companies in wrestling. So either he has like the dirt on everybody, or he has some upside that we just haven't seen. But someone has yet to make the case to me, or anywhere on the internet. What?
Like, we're sitting slagging him here. Like, we don't know. Maybe backstage, a really nice guy.
Yeah, I know, but there's loads of really nice guys there.
No, but that's what I mean. Maybe he's just so chill and cool. Everybody's like, we don't really need him, but bring him in. Like, everyone likes him, you know.
If we don't have to put him on TV, just have him as an agent and get around this whole problem.
Yeah, I suppose that would make sense.
If they just want to hang out with him, it's like, look, we'll hire him as an agent and you just hang out backstage. It's like, cool. No, obviously he's like, no, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be a big star. And it's like, yeah, Andrade, but you can't speak English and you don't really have a character and we don't really know why you're here. Oh, yeah, but put me on anyway. But okay then. And he's like, well, you know.
Unless actually maybe WWE want him back to push him in AAA. Maybe they want to push him as their main guy.
But they have loads of lads in AAA that can do everything he can do.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
The thing is really interesting, like around the contracts and all that, but it's the fact that Andrade is at the middle of it is so weird.
It's the true peach of the whole thing. It's like, because when you hear that, you're like, oh, maybe they're making a play for Kenny, or oh, they really want Kyle Fletcher, or no, or Roman Reigns. It's like, no, none of that. No, Andrade, he's the real. He's what the kids want. It's mad. If Vince McMahon still had been running this company, that's something that I would have yeah, maybe Vince has a weird thing where he just really, really likes Andrade. No, it's the two of them completely separate without Vince McMahon. So here's another story. So from the other side of the coin, from AEW being silly to WWE being bizarre, right? This is another great story. So there was rumors going around that WWE are using AI to write storylines, right?
I saw this.
All right. And I don't know how true that is, but we were joking during the week about one that came out, or one alleged one that came out, that it believed that Bobby Lashley still worked for WWE. And it wanted Bobby Lashley to become the biggest fan of Japanese culture ever and be obsessed with it. And you know what? I would give all the money in the world to that. I would forgive Bobby Lashley. I'd forgive him if we just had him come out and he's like, dressed like he has the fedora on and the big, the shirt.
Say, like in our heads, when we're imagining this Bobby Lashley obsessed with Japanese culture, we're not talking about the cool aspects of Japanese culture.
No, we're talking about
Weibo stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about that guy who's like really, really obsessed with one punch. He's there with the fedora and the big long coat, and that's what I want. That's the Bobby Lashley character
in anime, and who has a life-size companion pillow.
And he does a Naruto run down to the ring.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And
do you think he has the acting chops to pull off he gets in the ring and his first promo is, my God, you guys, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Well, he has the voice, doesn't he? Like he doesn't have a big, tough, masculine voice. So I mean, he could pull it off. Like I can see where the AI was coming from. I could see where the AI was coming from, because I mean he is literally obsessed with golf, so they just were like, okay, well, just take golf out and put being a weeb in it. Sorted.
Yeah, I think. I mean, like I would well believe it. Like it kind of makes sense. Like, look at some of the terrible stuff they've put on TV over the years. It's not like AI can be any worse. And secondly, look at the corner cutting and penny pinching TKO does. They'd love to fire 20 people and replace them with ChatGPT. Not even the subscription version, like the free version.
After 20 queries, they get busted down to the really slow free one. Oh no! You know what? Like, so following on from that, again, we don't know if that's true or not. I cannot put into words, ladies and gentlemen, how much I want that to be true. I want that to happen. I don't know. He's still in AEW, right?
He is, yeah.
Okay, Tony Khan, listen, right? We've met before.
Oh, Tony,
okay?
Tony, do not listen.
Tony, please. Right?
WWE. This is not an idea for AEW.
Come on. Look, we've met, right? We're cool, okay? So please do this. I will buy all the merch
Tony,
of this.
Do not do this.
It has to happen. Someone has to do this somewhere. And if he's in AEW, please God, make it happen. It would be incredible, because I need to see it. I tried to actually put it into AI to get a cool picture of it, and it won't generate it because it goes against standards or something. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. So they recently cracked down on copyright in AI.
That makes sense. So it's obviously
That's like
copyright image.
really recently, like in the past week or so, they've had a massive crackdown on copyright.
So you know what this means? This means it has to happen in AEW. Please, Tony, come on.
Oh,
Come on. As a mate, as one mate to another. Come on.
I don't know how long their contract is. The compromise I would make with you is that when their contract runs out, they're released. Hurt Syndicate is released and let go to WWE if they want, without a year-long.
I don't know if I can wait that long, Martin. I don't know if I can wait that long. I need to fly. I think I'll fly to an AEW show and hold a sign. Make Bobby a weeb.
Make Lashley a weeb again.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's so incredible. And folks, if you're listening and you don't know what a weeb is, just pop it into a search engine and
Don't
it's exactly what you think it is.
Search engine.
No, maybe don't do that, but pop it in and you'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and it's exactly what you think. Or just walk around a Comic-Con and you'll see a few of them over near the anime. But so look, following on from that, there actually is a report. And it is that WWE staff are actually nervous about AI. And look, with a story like that, how would you not be? Come on.
Of course. They're creative people and they're sitting going, oh, we could never come up with anything like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, listen, if that's what you're afraid of, maybe you're not that creative. Okay? I'm just going to put it out there. So WWE...
That is a company where nobody should be afraid to pitch anything. Like, after the gay pitched Heidenreich coming back as a frozen in time SS commander, nobody should have been afraid to pitch any mad thing at all.
So Heidenreich had prison time with Michael Cole, if you remember correctly. Remember that? So,
oh my god,
like that was the thing that happened, and that happened on Vince's watch, so
I genuinely would be curious to actually, if there is a group of indie wrestlers out there, I would honest to God be curious to see them set up a promotion and run the whole thing based entirely on what AI tells them to do, and just see what it's like.
Well, look, okay, to get into the AI thing, right? If we are going to do it legitimately, right? AI is not magic, okay? Some people think it is, and it's not, right? It won't do everything perfectly. AI can only do... It's like garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you're like, write me a wrestling show, it will do it all right. It will probably be terrible and there will be a lot of garbage in it. But if you kind of set it up and go, look, right, we have this wrestling promotion, here's the good guys, like give a rundown of their motivations and their flaws. Here's the other side. Here's what we need. And you actually lay it out properly and then feed it a bunch of wrestling stuff. You could actually do it, and obviously you go in and you correct it, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. But the thing about it is, it's like, do you really want that? Because it also takes the fun out of it. It's like, okay, well, it's not, even if it is creative, it's not going to be...
I don't want to watch it like for it to be good. I want it as a...
You want the car crash? Oh, what, like just straight here, book this whole card?
Yeah, just see what it would do. Just see what its interpretation of wrestling would be.
Well, I don't know if you've seen this or not. Have you seen, like, it's all over Instagram and YouTube, the Zora AI videos of wrestling?
Oh, is this the ones with
I sent you one where it was like Wolf Tone and Michael
Collins and Wolf Tone in a tag team.
Yeah, so have you seen a few of these? Because they are kind of everywhere. I believe they just... you have seen them, yeah?
They're the reason for the copyright strike, because that app, Sora 2 it's called, it was launched just a couple of weeks ago, and people were immediately making these very realistic videos of like copyrighted characters and real life people and that.
Yeah,
so
they made
crackdown came.
They made one of Martin Luther King. I think that's why they blocked it, because they turned him heel in the Attitude Era. I was like, yeah, look, I mean, this kind of stuff is going to happen.
I have a nightmare, an American nightmare.
No, I think the quote was, "I don't have a dream anymore," or something like that, and then he like turns on JR or something. But the one I was watching, like, I've seen a few of them, and yeah, they look extremely and sound really realistic, and then they get in the ring and it's a complete weird eldritch horror thing. But I mean, it does kind of pose an interesting question. I'm glad they did kind of put a stop on the copyright stuff, because it was even happening on YouTube, where you're getting so much AI slop, where it's like, think about it, if they didn't change it, you could have random clips that pretend to be AEW, WWE, TNA. And eventually what happens here, because it's called Ohm's Law, right? So technology grows, like it doubles every 6 months. So it would get to a point when you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Oh yeah, here. So, we're in the middle of it's actually polling day today in the presidential elections in Ireland. And yesterday, incredibly convincing video was put out of one of the candidates withdrawing.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
It looks so realistic. Like, unless you were watching that up close, like if you just saw a video of that on social media, you wouldn't question it.
Now here's the thing. I have a lot of experience with AI, and I could tell it was different, but like it wasn't real. But in about 6 months to a year, you probably won't be able to. Like, and look, and I'm not saying that as, oh, I'm so great. It's just everyone has a different level of, well, that's AI, and I think eventually it will be where the only way you'll be able to tell the difference really is if another AI is scanning it to be like, that's AI or that's real, which is kind of terrifying when you think about it, where it's just like, the only way we're going to be able to tell what's real or not is what the AI tells us is real.
There's only one solution to our AI problem. AI.
Well, I would say nuke the servers, but I think it's crazy. But like, I didn't think that it would come down to this, where wrestling would be affected. But it makes sense. It's like, if you're talking about TKO and the are like as cost cutting as they claim to be, I could see that they have like an AI fed, right?
Yeah. Just license
people.
And then
and you just watch it, and then like, it's content. It's kind of horrifying, but
it's genuinely, like, not even joking. I could see it happen. I honestly God, I think it's as realistic as, you remember a couple of weeks ago, Wrestling Observer was talking about, in the near future, WWE is going to have wrestlers coming out with advertisers on their gear.
Yeah,
I think it's realistic as that.
Yeah, well, look, it's the market, right? It's like new technology. What can we do? And it goes down to as well. Like, we've seen this happen. Like, this is what the writer's strike was about a couple of years ago, where they were worried about being replaced. And now with Netflix, I mean, we will see in a couple of years where you can just make your own movies. And that was an episode of Black Mirror as well. But like, this is all possible. It's just kind of weird that it's like wrestling uniquely, because it's not really a sport. Like, it is and it isn't. It opens itself up to this. Because I mean, look, with entertainment in general, you're like, yeah, look, I mean, it makes sense. With sport, you're never going to be able to really make AI sport, because it's a sport, right? But with wrestling, because it lies somewhere very much in the middle, I never thought this would be an issue. Did you think this would become a thing?
I think it's, like you say, it can do the characters in the interviews, but once it gets in the ring, I think it would.
But that's only now.
Yeah, but I think even it would have to be incredibly advanced to get around that kind of uncanny valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because
it's so, like, wrestling is so intricate. Like, when you have two bodies, basically, like, some of those, like a figure four, like AI trying to figure out a figure four leg lock. You know,
Have you not seen it? They start making tentacles and everything. It's wild. It becomes a Lovecraftian nightmare on the screen.
2,
Like so.
3, 4, 8, 10, 36 toes. How? Here,
look,
keep talking, but check your phone.
Oh, let's see. This makes great content, so I'm checking my phone. Oh,
Think of that.
oh my god! So for anyone so obviously you had to see. So Martin has somehow managed to curate Bobby Lashley, dressed as a Japanese schoolgirl. It's incredible.
That's going to have to go on the social media.
I'm going to put that on the social media. It's fantastic. We need this, Tony Khan. Please, 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 please make it happen.
I'm
money. License with money.
And I'm only given the license to WWE.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Right. So, folks, we don't have tons of time left on this show. I will urge you to please go over to Nerd to Know Media, The Wrestling Rewind. And of course, Nerd to Know Media on YouTube. A lot of content there as well. And we're going to do our Halloween show there because, like, basically Halloween lands at a weird time this year. We have like the clock's going back, the bank holiday, it's a whole thing. So we're trying to get our Halloween show in.
There's a whole pile of stuff going on.
Oh, listen, Ireland is crazy at the moment, full stop. It's been a very strange week. So we're trying to get as much content as we can done, and we have the best of the WCW shows. Because Martin, you reminded me that we actually did the worst Halloween Havoc ever, and I totally forgot about that. It must have left my brain because it didn't want to stay there.
Probably one of those PTSD compartmentalization things. We just blocked it out.
I just blocked it out. But before we go, like we did a story on Chris Jericho a little while ago, like when we were actually at AEW, and we weren't sure where he was going. What do you make of his last like his upcoming cruise, his rock and roll cruise? I would hate that, I'll be honest with you. But it has no AEW talent. It looks like he's going to the WWE. What do you think about this?
Yeah, for the first time, no AEW talent on it. I mean, everything would point to him being gone, and at this stage of his career, I mean, it kind of makes sense that he would do a brief nostalgia run in WWE and become more of an on-screen character, and then get his Hall of Fame. Like, I know he always said, "Oh, he didn't really care about the Hall of Fame; it's just a gimmick."
But they all say that. They all say that until they show up with a dump truck full of money.
Yeah, exactly, and it would be big. Like, it would be big news if he went back.
Look, okay, so the over-under...
He doesn't fit in... I actually like him. I'm not one of the people who claimed on this hating Jericho.
That learning tree thing pushed me real far, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was... bits of it weren't great.
Yeah.
But I think he has a value, and I still think he's, like, for his age, he's very decent in the ring.
So over-under, will he be in the Royal Rumble this year?
If I was a betting man, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet. Real quick before we get out, I want to one more news. The Dudleys are done. They've retired. Are you sad?
Oh no! Say it in. Well, I actually am sad because now that means they just have more time to do their mean-spirited podcast.
I wasn't saying that from the podcasting perspective. I mean, from like that team, you know. We got the match was real good at Bound for Glory against the Hardys. I was more saying in the fact that, like, they're retired, Edge and Christian, you know, are Splitsville.
Still going.
They're still going, but they're getting on there, and then the Hardys are still going. But, like, it's still kind of sad, no? Or you just like, are you actually Jeff? During that match, saved Devon with a swanton and milled his head off the ladder. It was.
I actually did. I saw that clip.
Oh, it's brutal. The match was really good, but man, that was. You know, look, when the Dudleys were announced, I'm kind of sick of them too. But I still was a bit sad that they finished up. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole era, almost more than Rock and Austin and that. whole TLC thing, that kind of typified the Attitude Era more than anything.
It
Or
changed. It
kind of
changed what.
post, maybe early Ruthless Aggression, but they kind of typified that time period of WWF even more so than the likes of The Rock and Austin.
But they also, I think that's very, very on point. And I take it one step further. They changed what people thought tag team wrestling could be.
Yeah.
If there is a distinct,
changed it in a company that was run by a man who hated tag team wrestling.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you look at WWE tag team division before the Hardys, Dudleys and Edge and Christian, and then after, completely different kind of thing. And it is deeply ironic as well, because like the Dudleys were not really valued by WWE until they're like, we're gonna make it. So fair play to all the lads. It was kind of cool to see them get their flowers, but it was weird that it was in TNA. And here's the weird part: they came out to TNA music wearing their WWE gear, being on and off referred to by Team 3D and the Dudleys. I'm like, listen, will you just pick one? Just call them the Dudleys. You don't need to call them Team 3D anymore.
I think it's your retirement match. Although, look, we're dealing with a very litigious WWE TKO.
WWE own TNA, like a big chunk of it. I don't think they were worried about that. It was literally the crossover show, like. Well, one of the crossovers.
Maybe they were just trying to maintain a bit of a
separation
TNA stamp on it.
Yeah, maybe. That was my take too. It was just, I don't know why they didn't wear the Team 3D gear. It was weird that they came out, and even they brought Spike Dudley out and didn't call him Brother Runt. They call him Spike Dudley. It's like, what are you doing? You're killing me here.
Maybe it's like when Road Dogg showed up in WWE, fully decked in all his WWE gear, still had the WWE trademark logo on his t-shirt.
Oh, WWA. We need to dust one off soon. It's been a while since we broke that out. Oh God, I love WWA. It's my you know what? It's my favorite wrestling promotion. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. Well, folks, we're going to leave it there. We'll be back, obviously, in the next one. Please do go over, like, share, subscribe, and leave your comment about anything we talked about. If you like Andrade and think he's the greatest wrestler of all time, please let me know. If you're Tony Khan, please get Bobby Lashley to be a massive weeb. I'd buy all the shirts in the world. Just saying. Martin, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Guys, I don't know if I'm good enough for the Hurt Syndicate anymore.
See, imagine that on AEW television. Money. Book it.
Money going down the toilet.
Oh, God. We'll be back in the next one, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.